Okay, welcome to Endless Legend. This is like my third time trying to record this segment. We'll see how high that number climbs. I am playing as the Cultists, as you could probably guess from this Empire Management screen. Cultists, a really important factor, is the assimilated minor factions. I'm not going to get too into the exact mechanics of this game. It's fairly self-evident if you see it in action, which you're going to get to. I apologize in advance that the way my recording software, well, not my recording software, but the way I'm recording works, means that any serious motion causes this pretty bad blurring with a game this high resolution. I'm not very good at that yet. Anyway, so assimilating minor factions. Each village you have in an assimilated faction gives you an effect that stacks, as far as I can tell, indefinitely, so if you can really work those three factions, you'll be in good. So I get plus 0.5 resource per pacified Silix village on strategic resource deposits, which means strategic resources that I work in my home city are giving me plus 3 basically per turn, so I'm getting 4 times what I would normally get actually as a result. And I'm also getting plus 2 from just converted villages. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm also getting plus 25% defense for all my units, so they're quite a bit more difficult to kill. And I took the Haunts because I was falling behind in science, which is, it happens a lot if you're playing the Cultists. At least it's my understanding. So the Haunts are a way for me to try to catch up with an extra 15%. And they're not bad units, so that's cool. Anyway, so who are the Cultists and what do they do? Well, you'll notice here that I have a city that I call the Throne, and the Throne is really big. That's because the Cultists cannot found or conquer cities. They have just one city that they found at game start, and that's that. Which means you need to rely on the conversion factor to actually really get your cities off the ground. So, quick overview of how that all works. You're going to go way down here to find a city. Yeah, there was one here. There we go. Sisters of Mercy Minor Faction Village. They're a minor faction, yes, despite being Sisters of Mercy. They're basically nuns, but warrior nuns. Cool guys. So, right now, this Sisters of Mercy village is hostile. They don't help if a city is founded in the region. They spawn hostile armies like barbarians in Civ, but mercifully, unlike barbarians in Civ, hostile faction armies usually don't leave the region they spawn in. Sometimes they do, and you gotta deal, but mostly they stay in their own region. Anyway. So they're currently useless, and there's a couple of different ways you can deal with them, which I think actually I have this guy up here to demonstrate. So here, I probably should have started here when I think about it. This is an unpacified Haunts village. This is a pacified one. Now I'm going to send this guy over here. We can see that I have 4 actions. I can't convert because you have to pacify before you can convert, but they show you the option anyway. So you can attack a city. Uses up your army's action point for the turn. Which is almost always irrelevant. You can bribe for a certain amount of dust, and you can talk to them. Talking to them will get you a quest to pacify them. Almost never worth it, but it doesn't cost an action point, so you can talk to them, find out their quest sucks, and then kill them. In this case, probably what's going to happen is I'm going to talk to them, their quest is going to suck, and I'm going to bribe them. Well, we're going to kill them. We're going to kill them all. Alright. So let's do that, so that, you can see it in action. And they want 30 Hyperium, of which I have 20, and they would give me literally nothing but being pacified for that. So screw that. Let's have a fight. Alright, so I have Azlek Tarash and a bunch of really strong units backing him up versus 3 level 1 ended. This is going to be quite the stomp. In fact, if I weren't streaming or recording this, I would really just auto-resolve this because it's going to be so pathetic. Because this is late game and I'm really, really strong. Do I have any reason to strategize about this? Not really, but it at least helps demonstrate like what the strategy and such actually is. So, these four guys that I'm mousing over here are melee units. They want to get up close to the enemy and fight them. Although these guys can fly, which is handy. In the back, we have these three Driders. Driders are support units. They have a fairly decent attack, especially if you're out-teching the enemy. But their primary value is that they can directly target and heal for drastic amounts other units. And then there's the faceless guard back here, who, contrary to their name, have 4 faces, who are just really solid ranged units. Oh, and here's Eslick himself as the hero. So, you're ready up once you've chosen where your units will be deployed. Everyone's just gonna wreck some random guy. Works for me. And we'll see all that damage in action. Yeah, those guys didn't stand a chance. That was like 4 times their health. Because, I mean, that's Flying Slayer. Cavalry took 16 damage, but they have a trinket which heals them for almost that much every turn. And then Cavalry will kill this guy, too. It's good to be well prepared. And I don't know, maybe I'm playing the Cultists totally wrong, having these, like, super fancy, high-powered armies. But it's fun this way. We'll get to why that might be an issue at some point. Alright, so they're all dead. Cool, burnt those motherfuckers to the ground. Oh yeah, that was why I wasn't going to attack them. So, mistakes were made, and I'll show you what that mistake was. Converting a village that is destroyed costs twice as much influence, which gets real pricey. That's my mistake. I probably should have just bribed them, because I can afford the dust, but can't afford the influence. So, Zlek is going to move back over here to get ready to convert those when the time comes, because I've got a big influence expenditure coming up. So it's currently winter, which is really slowing down a lot of armies and such, but I have some strong winter operators, which means I'm in a much better position for that than most people. Do I want to convert that Syrtan village right now? No, I don't. So let's just go ahead and have all these guys make their move, save me some trouble. Over here, how is it going? Isn't the enemy city basically destroyed? Yeah, but I'm also not in any hurry. So what you're going to see me doing here is I'm moving troops slightly around the edge of the enemy city as I'm sieging it, which doesn't provide me any benefit in the siege itself, but does every once in a while I get tongue-tied and it's really irritating. Anyway, what that actually does do is it gives me another turn of movement toward my destination. Especially in winter, every turn of movement counts. Probably... is it really going to be 2 turns? Screw it, let's just destroy them. So now my action was a real waste of time. Given how pathetically easy this is going to be, I'm not going to bother with it, but... Basic effect. Did anyone die on my side? No. Cool. What happens when you're sieging a city is that fortification value you were saying, which was 210 minus 207, is an extra health amount added to units on the defender's side at the start of a attack on the city. If you sally, you get nothing. Oh, we can search his ruins. Get nothing for it. What is this anyway? Oh, I got some level ups. So, I just destroyed this enemy city. This is one of the most important things about the Cultists. If I were any other faction, I would have captured that city. And it would be... Well, I don't know if cities can actually do rebellions. They would have been rebellious due to massive happiness malices from being recently conquered. And I would have had to, consider, like, okay, I can't actually, like, raise the city unless I've fully acquired ownership of it, which takes several turns. And enemies, could potentially capture it back, and I have to worry about defending it. And that's a huge, like, stretching of resources really slows you down. If you're a cultist, it's gone, as you can see. The city is just gone. I've destroyed a 20 population city that took, like, probably at least 80 turns to get to that state. Destroyed it in the space of a couple turns, and I can just move right on to destroying the next one. And that is what makes the cultists so devastating as an elimination faction. And when I say elimination faction, that's one of the victory conditions, elimination. And you'll see that Urrat is winning elimination. That's incorrect. First of all, Urrat is not actually the largest faction. Dubious honor belongs to one of these guys. I'm not entirely sure who. But I haven't met them, so they're not on my status screen. Anyway, what elimination is actually showing you is how many cities you have left. Which, that seems to be showing an incorrect value, because he only has 3 left. Whatever. I guess it doesn't update until next turn. Anyway, so obviously, when you're playing the cultists, your elimination value never goes above 1. But the actual thing with elimination is, is everyone else gone? You win when everyone else is 0, not by getting to a high number. Yeah, it's standard wipe them all out. So the thing that I was worrying about for most of this game is the possibility that I would be utterly destroyed, which is one of those cases where you're like, oh damn, did I actually go over this yet? All right, so you'll notice down here there are 3 factions marked with a skull. That's because I killed them. And if you're thinking, wow, that's a really empty continent, it wasn't once upon a time. Masuarim was home to a cultist faction. Oreda was home to a Draken faction. And I wanted to say it was Menevine was home to a roving clans faction, when I'm talking like starting province here. I don't entirely remember where the roving clans were. They might have been in Aldanesh. God, could they have actually started adjacent? You never can tell with the roving clans. Anyway, I didn't think it would be so easy to wipe all of these guys out. I suspect a significant portion of that can be blamed on the AI playing like pansy little cowards at the normal difficulty level, and I probably need to bump it up for future games. But I'm still behind, so it wasn't a terrible choice on score here. Particularly these blue guys, who I've got an invasion force going for. This lady here is going to try to attack Olaf in a couple of turns. They're well ahead of everybody else, and I need to put a stop to that, which is slow going. In winter. Thanks, winter. You showed up at a really opportune time. 11 more turns of this bullshit. Getting sidetracked. Anyway, yeah, so this game was really a culmination of me learning not just like little things about how to play the game, how to build army compositions, that sort of thing, but also just learning how the cultists work and what they're actually capable of. Like, I'm sure somebody is just gonna like roll their eyes that I have really not been making use of the minor faction units that are spawned by converting villages as a cultist. You're actually meant to be able to form these just really ridiculously large but not very high quality armies out of your converted populace as the cultists. This is something only cultists can do. When you pacify a minor village, you can convert it, as I discussed previously, and that actually causes it to provide 1 unit of population, seen up here, to your capital city, even if it's not in your province. So, cultist cities can get utterly ridiculous in terms of population. Very good. So the upshot of this is, and they also produce 1 unit of their faction every 15 turns, which you can't edit in any meaningful way, but at least it has the level appropriate to the current era. So now that I'm in era 5, it's spawning level 5 units, and that's really nice. That being said, I have like level 9 units in my strong army, so they're still nothing special. Especially because these guys are outfitted. Anyway, this is largely posterity, largely a test, and the goal is to see if I can actually keep this up for any meaningful length of time. Up here, for the record, this is the last thing I have to deal with for this turn. I have an army which isn't actually full of units yet. That is getting those units slowly produced up here. I'm having serious resource shortfall issues with the cultists. It's just like I can't get a hold of enough palladium and adamantium to actually source my high quality armies. And that's another reason why you probably want to make extensive use of these cheapo armies that don't require any resources. But I'm a sucker like that. And that's why they're the one person left. They're sitting here. They got nothing to do. I could put them to sleep, but I don't care. You know what? Let's do it. There. Now they're sleeping. They're not concerned of mine. Let's end the turn. Alright, so hopefully these turns will start going a lot faster now that I've roughly explained what's going on. And oh my gosh, I mean roughly. You live and learn. Alright, so unfortunately this guy doesn't really have anything to do for a little bit. Bunch of units leveled up, that's nice. Just gonna have him sit here and wait. Basically, the situation with this guy is I want to convert this village, which would cost me 494. However, I want to complete this empire plan, which would cost me 50, 60 influence. And I need 2 turns, and I'm, at this rate, not going to make it. In fact, can I do anything to make it? Alright, with 411 per turn. Oh wait, no, I was totally gonna make it. I was gonna be fine. Oh well, I still need more influence. Alright. You're not relevant. You are. Let's just do the autocomplete moves thing. Met a new faction, the Goron. I'm surprised that I haven't met them before. Not very interesting units all around. Still not even meeting this guy. Alright. Doing a lot of naval motions up here. Unfortunately, not really working out too well because you can't get on the boat if someone's already in the boat in the path you want to be in. Oh well, that army needs to sit behind anyway. Who else needs to move? You guys. Why haven't you moved? Well, it's largely a waste of time, that's why. Fair enough. For the record, these two over here they're going to form another unit army of mine. I like to form 5 Harmonite, 3 Drider armies. I find them really strong as a composition, because Harmonites just sit there and they can take a lot of damage, and Driders can heal them constantly. But if you have too many Driders, they just start getting overwhelmed. Now we wait and compute turn, which is a really unfortunate downtime in the game. But, you know, a lot of stuff happens, and the AI's gotta make decisions. Alright, so I learned some research, or I learned a new technology. One of my villages spawned a unit. I finally get... what on earth? Plus 35% health. Plus 35% attack power on a unit. Okay, that is pretty good. Yeah, as far as insignias go, I can actually put this on regular troops. That'll be awesome. I'll have to see. The game has a plot which I'm like knee deep in, so you're really not going to understand most of this. Well, it's not that hard to understand. This is a really easy quest for me. They are with us, even if they are not aware. Now we move. Journal of a Disobedient. I have seen the armies lined up in ranks, straight and tall and full of excitement. Their fanatic soldiers and their holy war to spread across Origa is near. There will be more faithful, more converts, more angry tribal chiefs with broken legs lying in pits, referring to himself in this case. But when I see the result, and how far and how fast they grow, I also feel that strange thrill of power and conquest and purpose. I'm becoming the thing that I hate, or that I hated. With the drums and trumpets sound, and the sound of thousands of feet marching echoes in the city, it is impossible to be indifferent and detached. All Origo will share the purpose, our purpose. The drums of battle beat at the rhythm of my heart. So I'm going to get a cool new technology from completing that, which I believe there's a one-turn cooldown on completing quests, so it won't actually finish until next turn. This character leveled up. Heroes, they level up sometimes. This one's leveling up from standing around. Go them. I'm working toward winter immunity because we're getting into late game, and winter immunity is really good in late game. So you know. Oh wow, a lot of people have leveled up. Alright. Also working on winter immunity for you, and for you. Hey, this guy got winter immunity this turn. Yay. Not sure why it only told me about one person leveling up. Perhaps they leveled up earlier and I didn't notice, and that would make me sad. Anyway, this guy hasn't gotten the latest round of technological upgrades, so him and his army are just going to sit here waiting for a retrofit for a while. What should be in this army? They need an ended, if I can make one. I'm short on adamantium. Well, I can buy some. Adamantium, at least, unlike Palladium, is staying fairly cheap. Well, Palladium's cheap again. That's good. So this one can produce an ended. Alright, his units are finally up to date. Go him. Cost me a bunch of adamantium and palladium, because that's what happens constantly. One thing I can say, it's that the roving clans are a real issue when the AI is running them. Like, the AI roving clans have been consistently the most dangerous opponents. Sure, I would love to build a hydromatic laboratory. Except I can't. So that's a huge waste of time. You'll notice I have absolutely nobody on industry. That's because I need dust and influence a lot more than that. And if need be, and I need to catch up with something, I can buy stuff out. That's the beauty of dust. I'm kind of playing the Cultists with a bit of Broken Lords in me, because I played a bit of Broken Lords before playing the Cultists. But I find that the usual thing works pretty well. Ah, finally saying hi to Irkut of the Roving Clans. Yes, you and I are going to be going to war soon enough, don't you worry. Alright, if I spend how much here, it won't be enough next turn, damn. Unfortunate. I'm going to need to retrofit you. Holy shit, a lot of palladium. I'm not surprised. He's going to be waiting for a while. What can you do? Alright, I can just barely afford this Empire plan. Just what I wanted to see. Looks like it actually would have been enough, but I was too much of a pansy little coward to try. I've said that twice already. That's Anyway. Gonna need these guys to get on down to Ulaf. Send them here. Alright, resource boosters. So, whenever you have a certain amount of a resource booster based on the number of cities you have, you can activate it for a 10-turn awesome bonus effect. And I do mean awesome, especially when you're stacking up craploads of them like I am. So, this turn, the boosters plus 50% dust on cities, plus 100% experience per unit recruited, and plus 50% science on cities, and plus 10 to approval for each of these, have all expired, so I'm reactivating them all, because I can afford to. That's keeping me ahead of the game, despite having only one city. Well, when I say ahead of the game, I more mean going to kill the people who are ahead of the game, and thereby win. Which I think is a noble as a great strategy. For a given value of noble as a great. Alright, since I'm going to be waiting a couple of turns for my ally to show up, might as well introduce myself to the Vultures too. Indifferent, huh? You guys are indifferent to me? That's adorable. Do you not know the history of bullshit I have wrought upon you? You're not even noticing what I'm doing to your ally? Amazing. Well, whatever. AI can be dumb like that. Search is worthwhile. Earn me dust. That makes it pretty worthwhile in my book. That retrofit is going to be costly. Costly. Well, I can afford to finish these borough streets. Do I want to? Always a concern. Starting work on that ended would help me quite a bit. Ooh, but that added science. That value could be just tremendous. Well, I can afford this. Can't quite afford borough streets, but borough streets will see a little bit of work and be reduced in cost next turn. Wow, the enemy Vultures faction really is behind. Guess I don't have to worry about them. Well, there's a reason why I'm not going for them yet. It's because they are not winning the game by any observable metric. That's what matters. Those two can just sit where they are. I don't give a shit. That was probably a mistake. We'll see. Okay, stuff is happening. Large-scale aquatic center and Harmonite were finished. Working on borough streets. Trackers made search in village. Quest complete. Shrine of Whispers. Let's do science per converted village on cities. That is super handy. Moment of doubt predictable. Too many screams, too many memories, cold consumed villages like acorns in the grindstone. How can I forgotten the horror, the shame? They are monsters. Final preparations. Build the city improvement Shrine of Whispers. Get 50 palladium for my effort. Gosh, need to do that. We're moving forward. The doubters will come with us or be crushed beneath us. Journal of the Disobedient. I don't need to be told that the final steps are coming. It is in the air, in the voices that crack, in the hurried movements. But I want no part of this. I had forgotten the horror and the shame of being converted, the ruin of my village, the slavery of my people. I wanted to kill them all, to wield a hammer the size of a mountain and bring down their great citadel with one godlike blow. But they are wiser than I am. As soon as I let my rage show, I saw the members of my village driven up to the front lines of battle, and my great challenge was over. Where is my honor and virtue now? Could I sacrifice them for my pride? Would I rather see they die quickly in battle than they, or slowly on a planet turned into a vast slavehold of the cult? Directly or indirectly, I can't kill them. Their fate is their own to choose, not mine. I have donned my armor and taken up my weapon and returned to the front of my troops. They were waiting for me, expecting me. My actions, my will, is no longer my own. I cannot imagine defying them. The end is coming, and I will be an instrument of its arrival. What do you guys want? You want to close borders. That's adorable. That's slightly irritating, but it's adorable. So now I gotta take the long way around, you shits. I mean, I could just declare war on them, but, you know, there's certain levels of sanity that I'm trying to stick to here. Upgrading the attack power of all units in her army seems like a reasonable plan. Yeah, that seriously just seems ready to piss me off. That's kind of amazing. Anyway. Gotta move these adorable little bastards down here to help me out. Because roving clans are putting up respectable resistance, which is why I'm crushing them with overwhelming force, as the cultists ought. Alright, so your movement plan is screwed. See you there. You can't do anything yet. Oh yeah, one last thing I gotta do. You finished a Harmonite last turn. Reduce him, move him in there. Oh dear, I need 10 more of that to build it. It's totally worth it, so let's get 10 more of it. Cost me an arm and a leg, but I need it. Gotta have it. Awesome, can finish that straight up, and that, I think, is totally worth doing. Because plus 2% science per converted village? It's another 40% science? Is that what I'm getting? Yeah. That's awesome. Wait, converted village, that's going to be like... I've got one more pacified village than converted, because I have never converted these Isles ones, because they're not worth it. Just not worth it. Oh well. Alright, let's put you to sleep, because you don't matter for now. And need you to start making your way down here to join the battle. Slow going though that is. Shrine of Whispers is finished. Get 50 Palladium from that. Make sure you have 2 creatures of at least level 6 and a cultist hero of level 9. Ah, crap. I don't have 2 creatures of level 6. That is something worth knowing ahead of time. I can build a preacher, and they'll be fairly cheap because I've never bothered upgrading them. That guy's level 6, so just going to be a delay. Hey, this army is finished, ready to go to the front line. Doesn't have a winter soldier, unfortunately, but, you know, you do what you must. Cannot afford this, because I'm missing the adamantium, not the other thing. Well, we can fix that. Retrofitting complete. So this army is also ready to advance to the front lines. And unlike that last army, it does have a winter soldier. So you can see they're making some serious progress this winter. Ah, that's adorable. Or a truce. No, we don't do truces in the Cultists. You just die. You dig? You die, and die, and die, and I laugh. And that is how cults work. Whoop, turned on Fitzy by accident. Yeah, I suppose I should point out, you can turn on the hex grid if you really need that to make it out. Or you can turn on Fitzy and really see what the output is. You'll notice the output of most things is 0. 0 food, 0 industry, 0 dust. That's because winter is hell. When the winter is finally over, things will be better. Or so we hope. Alright. You don't have a plan at the moment, because, yeah, I don't really... Attacking the enemy right now is dumb, is the thing. I need more troops. And I will eventually get them. These Vultures have really annoyingly slowed me down with their closing of the borders. I could perhaps try negotiating with them. In fact, that may be a worthwhile endeavor. Let's give it a go. Vultures, what would it cost to open your borders? Well, my stock of Mithrite could change their friggin' mind. Doesn't look like anything else could. Like, yeah, if I offer them every industry stockpile I have... Oh no, okay, hang on. That's just being weird. Well, tell you what. Let's see what it'll take to make you happy. Well, somewhere between 5 and 10. 8, 9, there. Open them borders, lady. Now, my troops can arrive on a much more reasonable schedule. I mean, some of them are just going to be slow no matter what. Still, helps a friggin' lot. We got fresh troops over here? We do. Awesome. Fortunately, we've got forests slowing them down even further. If I start sieging that city, they're gonna do the whole thing with, oh no, yada yada. So I just want to get up close and personal. Don't want to fight their militia. Not without backup, in fact. I should back up so that I can bring my guys to bear if things go bad. Drider, Seriton Village, Hydromial, plus minus 75% hero upkeep. Why not? If I'm getting this stuff, I might as well make use of it. Another several turns of winter. Brutal. What is your plan exactly? Because it doesn't look like you were following one. Let's try that again. Go here. Do that. Thank you. So I want to start a siege. You will continue to sit there and do nothing. Looks like the Vultures have correctly predicted that I intend to brutally wipe them out in the not-too-distant future. Which I appreciate. Oh, that's right, not the Vultures. Alright! So, the enemy has picked a fight. And they're going to live to regret that decision. Let's zip to the location and let's have it. So, this is sort of the catch-22 of being on the defensive here. You can choose to attack me, and in so doing, lose your defense bonus. But a city under siege is practically worthless, and I don't intend to attack you until the siege is done. So, either have this fight or don't. It's going to end up the same. And there's probably some nuance there that something a little more clever could do. Because I mean, you can wait on a siege and try to hold out for a reinforcing army, and that's sort of the usual gimmick. Also, you'll notice that this fight actually is like fairly close in terms of firepower compared to the ones that I've had before. Part of that is because this army is really out of date, having come to the front line to do battle sometime in the past. But I don't predict too much issue from it. One of the most important things, given my army composition and such setup, is that I keep these reinforcement posts open and destroy the enemy at theirs. Alright. First turn, do I have any particular strategic concerns? For the record, what you can actually do on this phase is you can choose targeting, as it says. Basically, I want you to do your best to attack this unit or heal this unit, but you can also target specific areas. I want you to do your best to get here, and you can target an area and attack an enemy. So you can target, okay, go here, and from there, try to attack a certain enemy. And the enemy, there's fallback AI for when things don't quite work out as planned. It has its ups and downs. But the most important or salient point that I'm getting at is I don't have exact control over what's happening here. So sometimes the AI does dumb things. And the best thing you can do as a commander is try to mitigate the AI from doing really dumb things. Seems they really want to kill this one Drider of mine, because that's the one that's being highlighted as the target for all these moves. So my hero has some legendary high-powered Palladian bow, which, as you can see, just does mondo damage. They have a Drider, no surprise, Driders are really, really good. That guy can't do anything, but that guy can move. So, this is an unfortunate situation. One of my reinforcement tiles was clogged because the ally couldn't move. Whereas theirs were not clogged, because they got, roving clans being roving clans, they've got pretty much nothing but cavalry. And if I considered how much I would be fighting roving clans, I would have considered getting some more cavalry slaying weaponry into my army. But I didn't do that, so now I have to live with my mistakes. Alright, so their hero is dead. This is great news. Heroes are usually in this case, 99% of the time, by far the most dangerous unit in the enemy army. There's also the unfortunate fact that militia wield spears, which means they're really solid against cavalry. And I have a couple of cavalry units who, being cavalry, lead the charge and so often get the metric shit beat out of them. Metric shit? What? Give me a bit slow going. Yes, yes. Carry on. Keep moving. Oh dear, attacking my archers. That is not what I want to see. Can you kill those dudes outright? No, you don't do that much damage. That guy survives with 40 HP, which is somewhat tedious and irritating. My Driders do the heals, and that's quite nice. Their Drider attacks some random guy in my army. That's fine by me. Need you kill them. Alright. That's, I think, all the targeting I really need to do. If you're curious why my cultist units are regenerating, that's thanks to a quest item I unlocked for my army, because the cultists get some really nice stuff to upgrade their armies with, which includes regeneration for all. Quite handy when you expect your units to take a bit of a beating, which I totally do. Oh great, Jesus, they brought a demon. Still outnumbering the enemy pretty well, which is good news, because things are getting a little more tense than I'd like. Ooh, beam attack! That is where the Harmonites shine. The enemy gets clogged up like that. Super nice. You end up not needing a heal. That is unfortunate. Hey, more Drider reinforcements. That's what I want to see. Oh, as long as somebody's healing that guy, I guess I'm good. Oh yeah, something else you'll see here is phase 4 out of 6. Basically, every battle is a maximum of 6 turns, to keep things from becoming too interminable and entrenched. I mean, you can already see battles can end up taking quite a while. Pew pew arrows. Having a decent stock of ranged units is really nice because it lets you take advantage of the frontline bogged down situation that most battles get into. Oh no, they crit him. That sucks. But beam attacks, go! Ha ha ha! Couple of Harmonites, and you really do a number on the enemy team. Please, just heal someone. Yeah. Heal someone who has taken damage, but, you know, whatever, I'll take it. Yes, more Driders pouring in as reinforcements. That is what I want to see. You should probably heal her, since that one's taken damage previously. No. You guys, with your silly longbows, target this guy, because he will die hilariously. Because longbows are flying slayer weapons. Oh, well, I guess he's just gonna die. Never mind. No? Okay, I misread his health. I'd really appreciate it if you guys wouldn't crit for outrageous amounts of damage. Four enemies left, and I still get a 3 enemy hitting beam attack. Gosh, that's beautiful. Harmonites to the rescue. Alright, that should be pretty good. I don't expect much resistance out of this last particular unit. What do they got? Cavalry unit with infantry slayer. Nothing too impressive. Let's just go. Are these the Dorgashi that I've heard so much about? Maybe. Haven't seen them in action before. Berdekis, that's the Dorgashi, yeah. Okay. The Dorgashi are, or Dorgashi, or I don't know how you pronounce it, are some sort of offshoot of the roving clans that became a minor faction due to disagreements. Doesn't stop them from ending up working with the roving clans anyway. But now they die. And with that, I have utterly crushed all resistance that this city had to offer. And after battle, there's a wrap-up phase, which is mostly for healers that haven't done anything yet to, you know, deliver some last-minute heals. Unfortunately, we're mostly just healing units in my army which don't need heals. Yay, 0 health, 0 health, 0 health. Alright, that took the entire length of time that that battle takes, but completely wiped them out. Which, including the militia, means that the enemy city is defenseless. So let's attack it. Boom. The city is gone. And that is what makes the cultists so dangerous. Alright, awesome. This turn, I now have enough units to reasonably start this war, if I'm feeling ballsy, which I kind of am. Can I declare war with them in the enemy territory? I suspect I can. We're going to save, because it's been a couple of turns. And, you know, I don't like to find out the uneasy way. Well, actually, well, first of all, can I just declare war? That's the question. Totally can. Nothing's stopping me. Awesome. But, however, and there's always a however, I actually want to wait a turn for my, to make sure that I'll have both units ready for this battle, because I really don't want to fight this battle at disadvantage. That would be really bad news. Really, really bad. Really bad news. slow going as ever. I need this preacher done, so let's finish that. Anything else I have to do this turn? Not coming to mind. So the Arts Council? Oh yes. Increase the science and influence. Both things I very desperately need. Okay, so apparently that preacher auto-leveled to 6. That's handy. It's easier to serve than to doubt. I can no longer speak as I. We have been absorbed. The will of the cult is our will. That is not good or bad. It simply is. Reach level 3 with your city center. Already been there and done that. We will not fail. The eternal end will arrive. Rejoice and prepare to purify this ruined planet. Journal of the Disobedient. How did I get here? Leader of a simple tribe, wanting only peace and prosperity for her people. We were ants in a dance of giants, and would have been crushed and enslaved, or eaten by any other nation. But this cult, this abomination, this sanctuary, gives us a chance to defy and oppose those great empires that sit astride the world like lions across their fallen prey. The force of their purpose is like a growing wave. You join it and ride, either to create a glorious future or to crash in 1,000 shards on some alien shore. If you don't join the wave, it rides over you, and you are drowned and decimated. I have chosen to ride it. The purpose draws to a close. The end for which we have been striving is near. We believe in the visions of the cult as though our gods meant for any tribe to join them. Perhaps, in fact, they are our gods. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Plus 3 converted units on Empire. Well, we'll see. And then there's the Temple of the Earth's Core, which is a pretty brutal build, especially having to give up the Hyperion that I had to, because I need to buy a bunch of it. That would take 4 turns of acquisition just for sourcing materials, assuming I can afford 4 turns consecutively of buying Hyperion, which I doubt. And 36,000 industry. 36,000! That's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I mean, fortunately I'm sitting on a decent chunk of industry stockpiles. Well, we'll see. Oh! So they chose to attack me. I guess the war is on. Alright, we can do that. I'm feeling pretty sanguine about this. Yeah, I like it. Alright, let's do this. What's the format? Oh dear. Now it's all lopsidey and stuff. Not a great strategic position for me. But at least it protects my ranged units, I guess. And they started with some really crap units, so I have the initial advantage in this fight. But I can work with that. I can, in fact, work with that. And he's making a move. My Harmonites are just better than your guys, so deal with it. That hero doesn't do a lot of damage, so I'm not sure what her, like, shtick is. Oh well. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. What the earth are you doing? They have made some weird decisions I would call poor, but I'll just have to deal with it. I'm gonna win this battle, so it's not like a big issue. Oh no, a stun? Wait, stuns don't matter. In most cases. Okay. My only worry here... Well, no, you continue doing your thing. I want you to heal this guy. Alright. Really nice bows I got those guys earlier. How much damage can these ones do? Respectable. I don't like it. So we formed a front line. And this is what I was talking about with range units being really good. My front line is better than theirs. Also, I don't know why he moved into the path of a beam attack. Not being able to make specific choices about your units can sometimes really screw you. Anyway. Because I have ranged units. Okay, that was probably not your smartest move, lady, but whatever. I'll let it slide. I can more thoroughly decimate this front line than they can do the same to mine. Once the front line is gone, I can just really wreck them. That was probably not a good move on your part. Couple of hits from Ursi's. Ooh, that one was pretty bad. But I should be fine. Hey, my other hero in this fight is joined up. Now the fights get really real. Alright, one of my cavalry units has made it behind the front line. Nice to see. Of course, he immediately gets attacked by some unit with Cavalry Slayer! But he didn't take much damage. That is a really bold support hero. I am not sure what her shtick here is. Alright, that guy's dead. That saves us some trouble. Actually, that just brings up something I wanted to point out. Units that are forced to counterattack in some meaningful way, unless they have an ability called free counter, can no longer actually take their turn after they counterattack. Which means the big advantage of initiative is getting to sort of control the pace of the battle. Who does what? So, like, take one of these riders. If you attack this rider in melee combat, or this one is going to be the more relevant example in the near future, if you attack this rider in melee combat, they can't, go on to do their heal thing, for instance. They counterattack you, and that's that. So if you have some big beefy unit beating on them, you're just going to destroy that unit, and they're not going to do much. But that's only if you can outpace her. Since nothing left on the enemy team is faster than any of my units, I completely have control of the pace of this battle. That militia unit was like one of the last things that moved before any of my units, and now it's dead. So that's pretty good. Yes, great statement. It's pretty good. But this battle looks to be about over. I don't really have much more to say on it. They have a bunch of reinforcements that they don't appear to be using, which I guess is fine. Probably realize that this was a huge mistake. Like, the AI will occasionally go to attack you, and then they won't commit their full force to the fight, even though they desperately need that full force. Uh, I mean, not that it would have saved them to bring in the rest of those reinforcements. We're just going to do a lot of faffing about and not actually killing the enemy. We're totally going to do that, aren't we? Yep, we're totally doing that. There we go. That's some damage. Or as they say in the old country, that's some real circus damage. Alright, and one big cavalry strike, and that should be it. Just like that, we got health. And now we play the waiting game. I really don't have much to comment on the flavor of these units. Like, the cultists have this, like, weird ceramic robot flesh thing going on, which is about the most interesting thing I can say for this whole unit composition. Like, do the faceless guards actually have these 4 faces, or is it, how does it work? I don't know. But, yep, completely wiped that first army. As they say, deal with it. So, you attacked me. That's kind of a jerk move. Now it's my turn. Yes, I will totally declare war. Ready to fight, and they will doubtless retreat. At the cost of half of their health. Ha 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 ha! Cold War is over. Very well, we are too ready to mint coins in the heat of war. You're not the first person to say that to me. Oh yes, gotta buy up that Hyperium. I was gonna make a comment about how it's the Command and Conquer resource. That was Tiberium. Tiberium. So, totally different thing. Right? Right? Same time? No. Okay. Just need you to keep up as best you can. You to stop sucking would be great. Disembarking costs you all of your movement points without a certain tech that I don't have, so that's why this whole naval combat thing has been going really slow. Well, I want to be clear, there is no naval combat in this game. Let me be clear, don't get it twisted. You don't appear to have a plan after this, so let's get you one. There. Now, in fairness, if they manage to sneak a unit behind my front line, and go for my capital, it could be all over. But I don't have any expectation that that's going to happen. Alright, that's all I have to do this turn. Upon preparation is built, the city is imperial greatness. Individuals, no tribes, no regions, only the cult, and the purpose, and the eternal end. And all Oregon will bow before the queen, and like me, they'll be thankful for the honor. Alright! They're attacking me again. Which is still not a good plan. Are you really just gonna fight me with the hero? Well, that's one way to bog me down, I guess. Yeah, that seems fine to me. So let's go. That is actually really irritating, and an interesting strategy that I'm going to have to employ at some point in the future to be that guy. Because what a dick move on his part. So if you're like, what the hell am I going on about? Well, the enemy attacked me with this one hero. They didn't involve any of their reinforcements, any of the other armies in play. As such, the only unit I'm fighting is this guy. And that takes up my action points for the turn. I can't go and start another fight with these characters. So I'm wasting an entire turn on killing one guy, thanks to their really dickish behavior. The thing is, I could have, not involved my other army as reinforcements if I had, considered possibly the enemy would really just attack me with this one unit. So it's an interesting way to delay. As I said, to beat that guy, it's kind of a dick thing to do, but, it's a strategy game. Win by any means necessary. I mean, I'm certainly winning by any means necessary. Here I am coming picking fights in their backyard. They didn't ask for it, other than by winning. Which, fine, sure. But, oh wait, no, they didn't take up my action. Okay, so that was a complete disaster for them. And they are decreasing my trade rate value, to which I do not give a shit. And Urat still wants a truce, which I am contractually obligated to refuse, because elimination is my only hope for winning this game. And I can't afford to be bound by a truce. Onward to the next big thing. Alright, let's pick another fight. They chose to retreat. Smarmy little gits. But, this was all part of my master plan. Plan which now largely involves sieging the enemy city. Yeah. I'm finding with the AI, and I suspect this will often be the case with players too, that there's going to be a really nasty city up on the front line, like Olaf here, which has 10 defenders, 546 siege value. It's a tough nut to crack. Once you've done that, though, it's not an issue. Like, beyond this point, I don't expect any real resistance from the, whatever roving clan version this is. I think they're all called Urad, aren't they? No. No. This one's Irkuts, right. And off in the distance you can see those guys I took out previously. And there's the last guy way over there. Who could it be? It's the Wild Walkers. Why do I know it's the Wild Walkers? Actually, no, wait, no, this is Broken Lords, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the Broken Lords. If you can look on the map, you can get a little bit of a preview. I'm just embarrassed that I totally remembered the wrong guys there. Awkward. Oh man, these Vultures are going to be in for just the worst day when I get done with these roving clans. Oh my. They're actually going to probably be the last faction left alive. Which, good on them. Oh, you bastards! You reclaimed Mathanir already? Man, I have to send somebody back to recap that? You frickin'... Ugh. God damn it. Why are you settling when your life is on the line? I'm trying to conquer you here. Do you not realize? Like, this is not the time for, like, resettling new cities. Ugh. Frustrating. Oh crap, did somebody just beat the game? Oh. I was finishing the last chapter of the Affection quest that did that for me. Arts Council. Is the end of Arg coming near? Cracks begin to appear in the planet's crust, particularly in those places where ancient sites the Endless were dug particularly deep. It's hard to say if they're working Endless or some greater spirit, but at 5 of the most affected sites, great beams of dust light illuminate the planet as far as they can see. Explorations of these locations show vast network tunnels, rooms, and storehouses. As explorers investigate, they also seek to better understand this ever-stranger world on which they live. The race against time to understand the cracks and the ruins, for if the end is coming, you certainly have work to do for your people. At least an army of 6 units of level 4, led by a hero of level 9. That sounds like a huge pain in the ass. I would rather just conquer everyone. Alright, so now the enemy is putting up what they got to try to save Karwan. Which I don't think is going to go great for them, but we'll see. Let's zip over here. Let's do this. Why am I waiting for opponent? There's no waiting here. Oh Christ, something went wrong, didn't it? Damn it. What the hell? The fight broke in some stupid way. So that's great. Tell you what, good place to call it on a first recording.